Hello there, we're Paul and Carole Loves to Travel.
We are.
We are. And today we're taking you to a place that William Morris, the 19th century artist and poet, described as the most beautiful village in England.
He did.
So let's see if he's fibbing.
Yeah. So we're going to take you to Bibury today, a beautiful part of our county of Gloucestershire. So let's go.
Bibury can be found 25 miles east of our home city of Gloucester and is 6 miles away from Cirencester.
So we've arrived in the Cotswolds, in the prettiest village in England, apparently, isn't it, Paulie Morgan?
Apparently, so that's what,
called Bibury.
What William Morris told us.
Personally,
well, no, unless it's from beyond the grave, because he was a 19th century poet and artist, as I told you earlier, if you were paying attention.
Exactly. So we just wanted to point out that we've drove in, and there's parking on the road, which is free, and you can also park by the Trout farm. So if I just pan round, you'll see the Swan Hotel. And you also see the Trout farm. So if you head into Bibury, then head this way and you'll find some parking.
Bibury Trout Farm is one of the oldest working trout farms in the country, and at just £4.50 to get in, which includes free parking, it does seem like excellent value. If you require more information, please click the link below. And if you did fancy an overnight stay in Bibury, you could do a lot worse than the 17th century coaching inn, the Swan Hotel.
Right then, so you see behind us is the River Colne, which is a tributary of the Thames, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Yeah, and also this is Rack Island. Just you see the wetlands here. It's just a National Trust, isn't it? Reserve.
Yes.
And if you can see behind there is the famous Arlington Row, which we're going to take you and have a look up there. So, toilets, very important, particularly during just coming out of a lockdown. It's saying that they're open from 8 AM to 9 PM and it's 20p. So, Paulie will need to get a 20p out. Luckily, we raided our change jar beforehand because we'd read that, hadn't we? Are they open? 20p? Out of service? Oh, vacant. 20p's going in, Marianne. Go for it, Annie. There you are. See you in a minute. So this is the road here by the post office up into Bibury. We've just come obviously from that way, from the Trout farm and toilets. So there's a few films. What's the matter?
Can't get over how Carole, the most enthusiastic she was about all of that. The most beautiful town in England.
Village.
Toilets!
So a little bit more information about Bibury is there's a few famous films filmed here. Is that what you say, Annie?
Famous films filmed here, yes. That'd be the...
So in Bibury. So film aficionado here, named Mr. Paulie Morgan will tell you all about it.
One was they did some location filming here for Stardust, which I believe was written by Jonathan Ross's wife, and with the famous soundtrack from Take That, Rule the World, finishing the film off in style.
And who starred in it?
Starring Claire Danes, Robert De Niro, Ricky Gervais had a cameo in it. Alfred, the one-armed washer-upper from Robin's Nest back in the 70s. If you know who that is, that's showing your age.
Yes.
A young Superman Henry Cavill was also in it.
Okay. And the other famous film? Most people will know this one. Bridget Jones' Diary.
Oh, there you go. Well, that's why I don't even ask me. You know all about Bridget Jones' Diary. Starring
Renée Zellweger.
Renée Zellweger,
Colin
Firth and Hugh Grant.
So there you are.
Amongst others.
Amongst others. So now we're approaching the famous Arlington Row. Arlington Row, bought and repaired by the Royal Society of Arts, 1929. So let's take you for a walk up this very famous street. It was in the one of the pictures in the United Kingdom passport, wasn't it? Because it's in your old one, but my new one now it's not in there anymore. So here we are in Arlington Row.
Yes.
Isn't it stunning?
Absolutely beautiful. Dates back to the
14th century.
14th century.
When it was used for storing wool.
Yes.
And
then 17th century.
Yeah.
It was turned into weavers' cottages.
That are still inhabitants now, aren't they?
Yeah, there's not weavers' cottages now, obviously, but people still live in them. They look absolutely beautiful. I think you'd only have to be sort of Carole's height, 4'7", to be able to walk around in them. But,
I'm 5'1".
Well,
but yes, they don't
stunning.
look like they're the biggest, but then perfect. So interestingly, Bibury is really popular with the Japanese tourists, and the reason being it was Emperor
Hirohito.
visited here in 1921, I believe, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah.
As part of his European tour. So, and he was obviously very well thought of in Japan. So a lot of them, the Japanese, follow in his footsteps. The thinker. Well, the stinker.
Hey, that's you. You're the stinker.
Admiring the view of Arlington Row. Beautiful. Yeah. Oh, he's got so skinny or he forgot his belt. Which one? Let us know in the comments below. So you heard us mention William Morris earlier, who was the guy who said it's the prettiest village in England. Well, there's some tea rooms here that unfortunately aren't open at the moment that are named after him. Apparently they've got a very good reputation. I'll have to come back to try it.
Beautiful village in Britain. We didn't realise he had his own tea room here.
So what you got there, Polly Morgan?
Got some
Winston's
Cotswold ice cream. And I've got some chocolat.
Chocolat.
And you've got
Sort of caramel. £2 a tub. Is it worth £2, Polly?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Is it? There's a little post office here, which obviously sells the ice cream. So and all little bits and bobs, coffee and cake. And we can sit on the edge of the River Colne. As you can see, it's behind us. And all we can hear is the water, isn't it, Paul?
Well, and you.
So the verdict's in on the Winston's ice cream. Chocolate.
Excellent. Absolutely superb.
salted caramel.
Oh my god.
OMG.
Even better.
So if you're going to pick one, go for the salted caramel, 'cause it was awesome.
But if you can pick two.
Lovely. So here we've got St Mary, the Virgin Church, which is from the Saxon era, I believe, isn't it? A lot of the artefacts have actually been taken out of here now and taken to the British Museum. So actually a lot of what's inside is apparently replicas.
What a beautifully kept churchyard.
Roses. I love a rose, don't I, Hanky Man? Beautiful. Paul's just admiring the weathercock up there, but he won't tell me why. He's gone all shy. Or probably it's rude. Let's have a look around the other side. Fabulous place. Would be a beautiful place to get married, wouldn't it, Paulie?
Yeah, it's just a shame we've already done it.
I know we could do it again.
Seems daft, doesn't it, really?
I'd like to do it again. Say man, before you ask. Got all these roses, Paulie. (1816) and 1808. Wow. Oh, lovely.
Right, we've had a fantastic time at Bibury, a beautiful little village in the Cotswolds in Gloucestershire. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we have, and if you're in this part of the world, we definitely suggest you check it out.
Exactly. Thanks ever so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.